Facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Phone here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dyer. 13 minutes gone past 4 p.m. Conversation continues. Thanks for staying tuned. Still talking about the insecurity that's plaguing the country at the moment and the attack on security personnel. And I'm asking the question, in your estimation, from your perspective or stand view, what's responsible for the obvious increase in insecurity in the country? What's responsible for it? What's causing it? You probably heard the story already. Premium Times. Police officers, other security officials killed in deadly attack in Rivers. And even beyond that, there's been some other development again quite recently as well. Because gunmen attacked a camp at Abua in Abua Odua local government area, killing about 5 soldiers today. What's responsible for this? And what do we need to do to address it? To quell this fire that's burning, that's raging right now in the country. The lines are open, 0817 93 0002 or 0003, 0817 93 0007 or 0009. WhatsApp is on 0809 030 6416. We're live on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH, also live on Facebook.com /Nigeria Info PH as well. Hello, good evening.
Daniel.
Hello.
Yeah, that's fine.
Go ahead.
Yeah, regional from away. The answer is simple, two reasons. One is injustice, and the second is lack of sincerity on the part of our leaders.
Can you break it down for me, please?
Yes, over time, the people in charge of this country have failed to tell their citizens the truth. And of course, they have also failed to think about how to improve on their citizens. The center of their thinking always has been very selfish. And the citizenry has grown mumbled and murmured, and a lot of bitterness has risen in their hearts.
But then again, we don't all go about getting guns and shooting soldiers, are we?
Yeah, that's what I said. I said injustice is the second part of it. As much as every normal human being should condemn and be sober about the killing of another person. But over time, you have witnessed a situation where security personnel also treat the same citizens as if they are not human beings. And this can also trigger bitterness in the heart of people. If you have seen where soldiers maltreat people, I saw the other day where a particular convoy, I suspect a politician, was running on the road lane, and this guy jumped down from their vans and began to flog every single person that was rightfully on their lane. Flog them and beat them. I was asking myself, I said, this man or woman that is seated in the tinted class, it's possible that it is these same people that elected him, and he's comfortable with their wind up, and people have been beating this man. And you see now that over time, people that have been cheated, you have been lamenting about the investigation that has been formed and the bank statement that has been awaited. This kind of people that have been treated like this over time can rise up and say, oh, let me do anything to avenge all the bad treatment that has gotten over time. So this is what I think.
So what do we need to do to change the narrative then?
Let's just tell ourselves the truth. Let the government turn around and stop pretending as if nothing is wrong. Something is wrong. They should turn around, face their citizens. Some people are talking about national dialogue now, and what they refer to as the president also came out and rubbish that. So everywhere is pretend. They don't want to talk about the reality. What is on that? What is happening? And that is the issue. That's what I said, that we must tell ourselves the truth. And unless we do that, the issue will even get worse by the day. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good evening.
Hello, good day, Daya.
Hi, go on.
Okay, I want to say what's contributing heavily to this is number one, the government. Two, we the people. Why I'm saying
with the people?
Yeah, the citizens of this country, Nigeria, we're contributing a whole lot to this. So
how?
Why I'm saying this is that first of all, the government is not doing enough. In the sense that they are not, I don't think the right mindset is being given to this, to our security personnel, and the right motivation and the right leadership is being given to them. And then, secondly, we the people, we make this security issue look like it's a regional thing. So when you see the Boko Haram in the north and all this happening in the north, and then you see people from the south be like, yeah, they don't want to do this. It's them, you know what they're doing. Let them be bombing that area.
Yeah.
And
well, let them kill themselves.
Yeah. And then when you see it happening in the south here, and let me say maybe the army went down to kill the ESN and did this, and then you see people being like, that they won't take care of the north, and they are coming to kill the innocent. I mean, criminality is criminality, no matter where it's found. It's not regional, it's not ethnic, it's an ethnic issue. We have a problem, a security challenge in the country, and when we are not tackling it, the truth is this: every criminal-minded individual in any part of the country is beginning to get boldness. They're becoming bolder. They're coming out. They're doing stuff because they feel the government does not have the right attitude towards ending.
Now, even if the citizens didn't feel the way that you just described, what would the citizens do to make the situation better?
I think the first thing the citizens have to do is to have the right perspective towards this, knowing that if the government is not saving you, if the government is not doing enough for you, you yourself, according to African proverb, that when you dip one finger into oil, it's just a matter of time before it gets into the oil gets to other fingers. So we the citizens should know that if there's an issue in the north, it's only a matter of time before it gets to the south. So we should develop that right mindset towards it. If you see an issue in any part of the country, we should be dedicated towards it. Like a good example is now talking about the security personnel that have been killed.
Yeah.
You see people mourning, they are doing this, the security personnel are nice, they are helping us, we should support them. We are all sympathizing with them. But these same security personnel are the ones that, allegedly shot the ENSAS people. The same security that shot ENSAS people, and then the ENSAS people were called hoodlums. So the problem is even the security, they are not being truthful. And the stuff was like it was the citizens, they are killing the citizens of Nigeria. But now it's coming to the security because the hoodlums and the criminal minded are getting bolder. Someday you will hear that they are making an attempt on the governor, on the senator, because they're getting bolder. So for me, I think we should, first of all, understand that the nation has a huge problem and every individual has a role to play. We should have the right mindset towards it. We should come together and fight our security issues. We can go to our local aspect and try to, if they want to get technical and biased towards it, at least let's take care of the security aspect and know that we're in peace. That's my humble suggestion. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello.
Hello, Dara. Good evening.
Hello, go on.
It's Phil calling from Element. Good evening, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay. For my side, where I come from, said that if you see what rats do, it's a proverb. If you see what rats do you for house. House not will reach you to kill a house. You know what we call house? To break wounds.
Okay.
If you see the way small rats, the way it will eat everything you bought, your carton, everything. For us, you will look for. If you are not careful enough, you might even find out for a very big rubber. Before you know, as you are planning to kill the rat, you don't destroy that rubber. So what you are trying to talk about is this security man.
Yeah.
It's just when I was driving this early morning on my way to Element Junction from One. A two patrol van, Navy, because they pass out on Saturday. It's like they are going out. Your run meet me. When they meet for center of road, they meet me for center. Not that I was in the road when the drive come in. They won't even. They won't up and kill me for inside that motor. Now you meet somebody just because of I block you, and then you meet me. So they know sometimes they know they try. Sometimes these are our security men, they know they try. Just because of what differentiates you and them, differentiates us and them, is because of that uniform and that gun where they hold. And now the gun where they hold. Boys don't hold on for time. Might be this issue now. And secondly, when Buhari, Mr. President and APC regime enter, they started saying that each state should go and bring out act sheet, security act sheet. Then you come see say local vigilante. Have you passed a check recently? A check to Okpala Road.
No, I haven't. Why?
If you pass a check recently or check to Okpala, you will see that you will not even see one single police. Everybody that you see from the check down to Okpala, now boys, some of them carry long rifle, some of them carry short rifle, some of them carry local and new one. We are talking of those people that is not even security men. These people we are talking about, and they are not known as a military or police or air force or whatever. We are talking of a civilian that carry gun. So what you are trying to tell the Mr. President, since you allow it, they should just declare that all the citizens of this country, if you can afford gun, go and buy gun. So everybody should carry gun.
You think that's going to make? You think that's going to make us safer?
It's not that I am supporting it, but what I'm trying to say is that how can you, that is not a security man, that is not
okay, I get you now. Yeah.
If you're not carrying gun, every other person is not safe. So they should, and this thing is happening to them. For me, I am not happy that security people is dying. It's not good. Nobody is capable to take somebody's soul. It's not. It's bad. Anybody that take another person's soul, know that one day the judgment of God will rot you. I am telling you now that I pray that Nigeria should not be like Sodom and Gomorrah. When the judgment of God hit this country, I don't know, everybody will be involved. So I am just my contribution or my advice is every other person that is not security should submit his God. If you know that you are not learning as a security, as a soldier, as a police, submit your God.
Right, you have it, man. You're very welcome. 26 gone past 4 p.m. Still taking your thoughts on, and it's not just about attack on security personnel. I mean, it is a lot about that, no doubt, but it's many other things. Kidnappings is on the rise right now. I mean, it's almost like every day you wake up, you're wondering, so who's been kidnapped today, or which school, which students of which school have been kidnapped today? I mean, you're expecting it to happen, you know, right? Even now, governors' lodges, a governor's lodge is being attacked. I mean, if governors are being attacked with the retinue of security men that they have, and the bulletproof, the armored SUVs and DSS and the police and the military. I mean, it's everything. It's not just attack on security personnel. It's many things that's just going wrong at this time. It's going wrong at this time. Via Facebook, Long John Phoebe goes, good afternoon. I think security personnel of all shades should be watchful and very vigilant. It's also very alarming the rate at which civilians wear security camouflage along the road. Camouflage could be used for criminality as well. Again, government should, as a matter of fact, live up to... pardon me, simply lost that message. Prophet Oyekbo Itoyo via Facebook goes down. The causes of insecurity in the country include unemployment, corruption, imbalance, weak judiciary, open borders, high influx of arms. A solution to this menace is to strengthen leadership development, good governance, socio-economic development, elimination of corruption and entrenchment of social justice, radical change in values, development of a more balanced security strategy to counter violent crimes and local terrorism. Bassett Terry O'Connor goes, bad governance, bad governance, bad governance, nothing more. Kingsley Agida goes, for me, I think that people have lost trust in the government, and the government's continuous attitude and speech in support of some of these criminals has emboldened them and making others to spring up. All right, back to phone lines. Hello, Hard Factor, welcome. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Dayo.
Hi, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Dagogo Michel, calling from Port Harcourt.
Hi, go ahead, please.
I think, without missing words, I think the government is responsible for the insecurity. Reason being that it is the primary responsibility of government to maintain law and order. And since the government has failed on its part by not maintaining law and order, things will be going out the way it is going out. Do you know that this Boko Haram you're seeing now, in 2009, how did it come about? Let me just give you a little story. The Boko Haram leader, the Mohammed Yusuf, they killed. It was alleged that the police killed him. Police was trying to escape. And this guy has baptized us already. You don't want to, people believe in people. There are some people that there's this kind of power of influence. Like that, you are now as a presenter. There are people that follow you. There are people that believe in your cause. So if anything should happen to you, people are willing to come out. That is what we are seeing now. That is how Boko Haram came about. By the government making a mistake by allegedly killing Mohammed Yusuf. So you see, and secondly, unemployment. It still boils down to the government. The government are not providing jobs. Every year, people come out, graduate, class, different people that are competent, and you don't provide jobs. Like me now, I've been jobless, but I have a threshold to keep myself. But not everybody has that threshold or discipline to be level-headed. Some people, once they don't have money, if you see them, they can do anything to survive. And according to a political philosopher, Aristotle, he said, once a man is hungry, then you see the beast in him. So the government should intensify efforts to make sure they provide jobs and to their responsibility. Once you do that, if you create jobs and people are doing well, make the economy thrive, you will notice that insecurity and criminality would slide, not totally, but it would get down. You understand me?
But we've had this, all of these bad indices for a while. We've had it with us for a while. I mean, bad governance is something that I think Nigerians have become very accustomed to these days.
Yes, you're right. To an extent, since I was born in the late 90s. And before I was born, I met Fela's music. He has been saying about background. Then growing up, I was thinking, what is this man singing? Until now, it has dawned on me what Fela saw back then. I've been seeing them. So you see that it's just like we are used to bad government, but the truth is, not everybody is used to bad government. There are some people that are willing to fight the government because of the government has done bad to them. But we are not encouraging that. They should make sure they try as much as possible to do their part. The government are not doing their part. What are the government doing for us? We pay for water. The PhD are doing their own, no job, and you expect people to just slide down. And it's just bad that they are attacking security agents. That's just my problem. Because those security agents are just agents of the government. The government use them so that the act they are doing. So I think the government has to do something about that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Via WhatsApp, in my estimation, the rise in insecurity in the country is a result of anger and hopelessness resulting to self-help. Good evening. What's the cause of the present high level of insecurity? Simple. Politicized insecurity. There are things you don't toy with. Security is one of such. It should be allowed to be approached in a professional manner that it demands. Politicians should stop dipping their filthy fingers into everything they feel like, including security. That's from Imar Gold. It's because of bad governance and the insensitivity of the security personnel in terms of brutality. Above all, lack of justice for all concerned. Still via WhatsApp, the government is solely responsible for the killing madness going on. They defend killer herdsmen, grant amnesty to bandits. Onlookers have been emboldened to proceed on this killing spree. The ship of State went off course when miscreants and hoodlums became captains. First, I totally condemn the attacks on our security personnel, but just like the first caller on the subject matter said, bad leadership and injustice has played a major role. Our leaders loot everything, including monies meant to better our security structure, thereby weakening the system. On the other hand, the security personnel have lost the support of Nigerians because of how they've treated the civilians. That's from Peter, and he also adds, bad leadership is just the major issue. It happened in the north, it went to the south-west, southeast, and now south-south. What are the governors doing? There's a cold war going on in the Mile 1 area. How many persons have been arrested? In as much as we do not do what is right, we should keep on suffering. If the governor of the state, his house can be hit, what hope do we have? Give us state police and create jobs. Let's have a national dialogue, and everything is falling apart. That what's happening is to put fear in the security apparatus in Nigeria, and finally, a full-blown war will start. Bad leadership has failed in Nigeria. I get it, my man. I'm back home. I still can't get over what I saw in River State and beyond. Just a small gist. I went for food in GRA, and I was an old school friend from a royal family. He left Port Harcourt for Abuja because of security risks. In front of me, he showed me a handgun he, as a civilian, is carrying for his own safety. And this was just last week. You know how the experience I had personally even affected my movement over there. They should stop playing politics with our security and security men should stop listening to politicians and work for the people they were meant to work for, the civilians. It's sad they're killing them. My sympathy goes to the families of those who lost loved ones yesterday. Thanks to Nuts and Gunners. I do have to go for a break now. And Gunners, I hope you had a good trip, by the way. And your family as well also. A quick break and our return. Conversation will continue. Do please stay tuned.
The night is almost done, but conversations are never done on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Join Jude from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Let's Talk weekdays.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817-001-8162. That is 0817-001-8162. And let us connect you to your customers.
We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We cross facts. Hard facts with Diode.
Welcome back to Hard Facts, 90.3 Nigeria Info, and here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. 20 minutes to go before 5 p.m. At 5, we've got the news update and discussions continue. But for the moment, no doubt about it, there is an increase, a surge, if you will, in insecurity in the country. Kidnappings on the rise, armed robbery on the rise, attacks on even government officials, even governors on the rise now. Attacks on security personnel, killing them on the rise. What's responsible for all of this? And what do we need to do to change this narrative? Malan Europe on 0817 93 0002 or 0003, 0817 93 0007 or 0009. Live on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH, also live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. Vice Water at John Udeme 13 tweets, I think the government has failed in their primary responsibility, that is security. So there's a vacuum. So people are taking upon themselves to provide security. As a result, there is chaos everywhere. The government should sit up and live up to its About Facebook, Michael Okezia goes down. The reason security personnel are being killed: 1, they aren't honest with the citizens. They also treat us anyhow. 2, bad governance also contributes to what we're seeing right now. 3, a lack of jobs. And 4, lack of trust at a terror. Back to the phone lines. Hello, Hard Facts. Hello. Via Facebook. It's Ari. Okay, I'll come back to that in a moment. Hello, you're welcome.
Daya.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, go on.
It's Leonard from Bori.
Go ahead.
Yeah. The issue is, I think the police and the security agency and the government owe the citizens apology.
Okay.
Yeah. Coming to talk about the security agency, the citizenry has been somehow affected with maltreatment they have been given to on daily basis. So in this country, we actually need a situation where we have to change the mindset in citizenry, because the way the people view the police agency, they are no longer taking to reassure them by coming out for public apology, and the way they want to reinstate the members of the force, so that the society will be very safer for us, and those persons that carry some of these activities, they will be exposed by even the.
Hello.
You are coming to report issue to the police. You are even being detained. After interrogated, you are being detained in most cases. So there is no confidence. That assurance is not there. So it's a failure on the part of our security agency. Then the government has failed. We talk about the social responsibility. In most cases, they deceive the people. And you see that make the matter very worse. Very worse. So I'm advising that this time around is not an individual issue. It's something that affects everybody.
But it's the government. It's the government that the people voted into office.
Pardon?
So it's the government that the people voted into office.
Yeah. It's police. Like.
Oh my. Sorry. All right, via WhatsApp, government's insensitivity to sanctity of life and value of life, innocent blood shed, hunts and lists reprisal attacks, indiscriminately of innocent ones. Solution is the fear of God in discharging our duties. The youths have lost hope and are ready to die. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Let's recover our youths before we kill all of them as bandits. That's from Samuel. All right, Samuel. President Buhari is the major reason there is the increase in insecurity in Nigeria. In recent time, before he took over power in 2015, there was a machinery in the northeast. He stopped them. His numerous actions and inactions fueling a lot of division among the ethnic nationalities in the country. That's from Odima. I think it's high time the APC-led federal government revisits the report of the 2014 National Conference and begin the implementation ASAP. We already have some answers we seek in that report. That's from Udoka. Williams from Future Community goes, taking into consideration the level of insecurity in the country, President Muhammadu Buhari and the APC-led government should without delay seek help from other sophisticated countries to save the country. My condolences to the families of the gone heroes. Right at the phone lines. Hello.
Hello, Daya, good evening.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, my name is Bishop from Adelaide Road.
Go ahead. Hello?
Hello, Daya.
Hi.
Good evening.
Go ahead.
Just like some people who have spoken before now, our government should be blamed, and our top brass officers should also be blamed. By the time the rank and files abuse their offices, abuse their duties, if the government and the top brass were able to put sanity and discipline into them, where we are today, we wouldn't have been there. It's just that, so just as we are used to be called bloody civilians, people who marry. And I have said these things times without number. In our local para, we say, so that's not a human being. You will have arms today. I don't have. I become no person before you. Some other person by the side who see these things happening, we say, okay, if what would make me you to feel that I'm a human being is to have myself as you are, I will. And that is what brought us where we are today. If our government were able to do what they should do. The high-ranking officers do what they should do. The anger, the hatred that the people are today displaying against our officers shouldn't have been like that. But because we are bloody civilians who want nothing and nobody cares, and we said, okay, what I wait for any other person here on earth is that when your own comes, you take it.
No, but such expressions as bloody civilian and the relationship that exists between security personnel and civilians, it's been that way for a long time, for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, there you know that anger has a way it does these things. It graduates from stages to stages. So it is like that. It has been a long-term thing. Many of us have suffered it, and some of us are suffering it, and continually like that. And the last one is backlash as where we are today. I saw it coming. And I keep saying it. I could remember in this number, I said it as one number that our forces are provoking the attack they get. Because when people look at what happened to Elsa's drama, harmless people, see what happened to them. And some people are watching, looking by the side. And I knew that after that, and some of that demonstrations like that, that have taken a repressive measure like that, that repressed like that, this will be the outcome. I knew. Here we are in it today. But it tells me in the heart that what we should done, we didn't do. Today we are now in a state of anarchy. The ordinary people now are even suffering because you cannot, your life is not even secured.
What do you have for me? Hello, 913.
Dayo.
Yeah.
Good evening to you.
Hello, go on.
I think Second here. We are having a very, very serious issue here, and if we allow it to continue, we need to get to something that will find it very, very difficult to control. Now, they are attacking those who are supposed to secure us. The insecurity is everywhere. In my place, sometime last week, people run haters, skaters. I'm talking to you, some persons are yet to return to their home. I don't want to mention them, but it's a very serious situation in my place as I speak to you, and it's still ongoing. It's everywhere. They are looking at the security as impediment to their operation. So, in order for them to carry out the operation successfully, the first point of contact is security. Because once they capture the security personnel, then it will be very, very easy for them to penetrate. But we are all here blaming security men, though sometimes these people, they misbehave and do what they're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
But for me, that is not a good reason for us to be blaming them. We are blaming them, and what is happening is happening. For me, the only solution is for parents to go back. Those who are doing this I'm a young person.
Yeah.
It's not hard. Why?
Hello? Hello? Oh, 973, welcome. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Dayo.
Hi, go on.
Yeah, good evening. You see, Dayo, the cause of insecurity is government.
Okay.
There are a lot of things we are not reporting. I'm from Ijitu Boma, Amungo. I don't know if I can give you guys direction to go to my place. My community has been deserted. The military have invaded my community. As I speak to you, my cousins, my relatives are calling me that they are sleeping in the forest. They've left their fleet at home because the military is canvassing the community looking for IPOB ESM members. And when things like this are happening in a community, what do you expect? Children are not going to school. Nothing, nothing you can say this is provided by the government to the community. People, hunger in the land. What else do you expect? When government, you see, I was just walking online. I saw that Nigerian legislators are the highest paid in the world. Come on, which country does such? And yet we are crying we don't have money. The politicians, thank God they are listening. I heard one of them called you this evening, or did this afternoon. I was very happy when that man called. So they're listening. They are the problem of this country. When a senator would go home with thousands and billions of naira at the end of the year, a senator in America is earning, or even in UK is earning about $62,000 in a year, and that amounts to almost about 30 million naira what our senator go home in a month. One senator, and you tell me we don't have money, that we cannot give grant to children to go to school. The monster you created is what is haunting you back now. It's unfortunate, no problem. Let us continue.
But how did we get so lethargic all of these years, and we keep on recycling bad leadership year in, year out? Every 4 years, we wear face caps, we wear T-shirts, we dance at campaign grounds, and
we will keep doing that because there's hunger in the land. There's hunger. These people will not allow you to have that opportunity. Me, I have a good intention to develop this country. You think if I want to become the president, if they give me opportunity, I cannot rule well? I don't know what to do. These are people that have stolen money from the coffers of this country and enriched themselves and their families, buying cars, buying private jets, and they want to remain in that condition. Do you think it will be possible? See, the amount of money you pay a senator is ready to buy arms from anywhere to make sure that he takes himself into the government. You saw our last local government election, common local government, common councillor. What kind of job do they do? What is that a job councillor? Going home with 200 and something thousand? That's a police officer who served that many years is going home with 40 something thousand? And what are you expecting? Until we change the narrative, until we understand that our politicians are taking our money, stealing our money, we're supposed to appreciate the police people, we're supposed to appreciate the teachers, we're supposed to open opportunities for jobs to thrive, we're supposed to create a enabling environment for people to have jobs, children to go to school, look at children out of school everywhere. My name is Ikechi. Thank you.
You're welcome. Via WhatsApp, we're good at looking and criticizing the surface effect, what causes the insecurity, the constitution, lack of good leadership, injustices, etc. All the regions, how to negotiate our problems, and that's from Tony. As about goes, federal government should constitutionalize state policing, since every method they've adopted, obviously not even close to working. Nigerian government from 1960 till date are the cause of insecurity we face today. We need recolonization. Are you sure about that? Poor and parasitic leadership over a long period of time has its consequences. The consequences are here. That's Mike from Ada George. Alright, Kinsley, I'll look into this. Kinsley says, I recommend you read this. This House is Falling, Nigerian Crisis by Carl Mayer. This country fell a long time ago. Okay, so I'll look into that. The government is responsible for the insecurity. Politicians are not providing security apparatus to security agencies. Even with the security votes, they divert people's attention to regional, religious, and other security personnel are hungry and angry. The civilians are hungry and angry with the police. No doubt it is terrible times that we're in at the moment. Terrible times that we're in at the moment, no doubt about that. Well, we got major the news update coming up about the hour 5, and when I return, discussions continue. Another story here, Kati, premium times. Fresh electricity tariff hike looms in Nigeria as NEC concludes extraordinary review. How do you feel about another increase in power tariffs? When I return, please stay tuned.